All right, today I want to talk about the alleged kidnapping of Governor Whitmer and how the media and how the FBI are potentially spinning this to be a bigger story than what it is. First, I want to talk about the suspects and how they are not the white supremacists that we were originally told that they were. As you can see here, one of the alleged kidnappers is a anti-Trumper. There was another one that was a BLM supporter. So these are not the MAGA hat wearing Trump supporters that the media and social media people would let us believe they are. Here's a video of one of the guys talking about how much Trump is a tyrant, and in the back you can see an anarchist flag. If these are Trump supporters, this would have a Trump flag. This would have something else. I mean, they talked about shooting cops. Governor Whitmer herself said that uh, it was Trump's fault that people were coming after her, and it's just not the case at all. There's no evidence of that aside from her uh, own baseless opinion. But what I want to talk about more specifically today is going over what we found out in the court proceedings that happened yesterday. Um, there's a couple things that kind of struck me, and I wanted to point them out to you as well. First is that there was a big headline about doing explosive training and military trainings and talking encrypted group chats. And I just kind of want to break that down a little bit. Going over the court report, the only time they did anything that involved explosives was with 2 informants and 2 undercover FBI agents. Now, I don't want to say for sure one way or the other. This might be another case of the FBI pushing people into doing something that they weren't planning to do otherwise. A few years back, there was a group of Muslims that actually reported an FBI informant for being too extreme because he was suggesting doing terrorist activities, and they reported him. So this isn't the first time that an FBI informant would try to pressure these groups. Now, against the group, these guys did not inform the police that there was someone suggesting these, and they went along with it. But hopefully we can see in the future whether or not these FBI agents were the ones suggesting these activities. And I wonder what that means for the case against them. Here we can see the alleged kidnappers' lawyers kind of point this out, that it was the informants and undercover agents who pushed others to do illegal activities. Their lawyer says one of the most active leaders was your informant. So again, I think there's a case to be made that the FBI has a part to play in what activities these groups of people did, but it should also be pointed out that the group did not push back, or at least not push back hard enough, or let the police know that there was someone suggesting to kidnap or to shoot people or to shoot police, all things that should have been reported to the FBI if this was a serious suggestion. Another thing the defense attorney said that was probably more true than what the alleged kidnappers want to believe is that they were probably just talking big and that they were crackpots. It wouldn't surprise me if these group of people just had no idea what they were actually talking about, had no real plans. That being said, they did actually go to the vacation home of Governor Whitmer and take photos. But again, this is another case where maybe the informant was more active than what he should have been. We know the informant was there with them taking the photos because he took photos of them taking the photos. So we don't know at this point if it was the informant's idea, if the informant pressured them into doing it. Again, they still did it, but what does it mean when they are following the lead of the FBI's suggestions, basically? I don't know, but it's something that the defense can definitely use. The last part I want to mention was all these headlines about them talking in encrypted group chats and practicing military exercises. And we don't know exactly what that means. Encrypted group chats could easily be something like a Discord private chat room, something that gamers everywhere do. So that one is a little bit vague, and I'm curious on why they leave it vague. Now, if they were doing I don't know, some hardcore encrypted application that, is only used in extreme cases, then maybe there's a different argument. But just knowing that it's encrypted group chat is something very vague, and they're purposely being vague. The other thing is practicing military exercises. What does that mean exactly? I don't know. Plenty of lawful citizens practice military exercises. When you go to the gun range, they have things set up where you can practice, walking through uh, certain scenarios. They even have gun competitions where you walk and shoot certain targets and shoot on scenarios. Is that considered a military exercise? Is paintball considered military exercise? You're dressing up in camo and you're running at each other, shooting each other. Is that considered military exercise? I don't know. There's not enough details on exactly what they did. So all that being said, we need to wait and see on how much the FBI pushed these people into doing certain things. Now, either way, like I said, these people didn't call the cops when someone suggested this, and they went along with it. So there's definitely some criminal activity that they should be punished for. We just need to keep in mind what the FBI's involvement was in this. And it'll be interesting to see what happens after the election, if the story disappears, if all the larger charges kind of fade away and they're just left with some minor charges. It'll be interesting to see. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks.